Times are absolutely crazy, but I can say I think a lot of us have kind of lived a little bit to where we understand that we were lied to. They told us that the harder we work, the more accomplished that we will be. The harder we worked, the more accolades we will have, the more recognition. The harder we worked, the more productive we were, and the more valued we were in society. And we have figured out that that all was a lie. I hate, although, seeing many people go through just hardships. Like they are figuring out that, the matrix that was designed for them is not the one that they want to exist in. I hate for people that are struggling mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. I hate for the people that are just going through. They are going through. But I will say, once you know where you stand, you know how to move correctly. And I do feel that even with this deconstruction that a lot of us are going through, that we need to start putting that empowerment into ourselves. Like we need to start thinking about what are our talents, what our dreams are, what our ambitions are, what our goals are, and just really just take all that time and effort and really start investing it into ourselves and creating the world that we want to exist in and the world that we want to live in. Because life is so short, but it's so long in the same sentence that you honestly want to live a life that's worth living instead of existing from day to day, wondering if I have to rob Mark, Matthew, Luke, James, Peter, and Paul, jump Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in the back alley. Can I afford these eggs? Can I afford this gas? Can I afford for my kid to go to school? Can I afford this rent? Can I afford this mortgage? Can I even exist on this floating rock that they are charging me to occupy? That's not life. That is existing. That is existing in a man made construct that literally limits all of your thoughts, your ideas, your potentials. And one of the worst parts about it is you always got somebody that's looking up to you, seeing how you maneuver, how you navigate life. Most of the time it's our kids. They say, like me for instance, I would say my mom was one of the hardest working women I've ever seen in my entire existence. My dad, too. Always the first one there, last one to clock out. Always the one that was the most dependable to the most undependable people that literally worked. And when I say worked, I mean like hard work. And I understand, like, as a kid, that, you know, there were things that I had to do. My only job was to go to school, get an education, and basically stay out of trouble. And my mom, my family, they held the fort down, but we didn't really have like any family time. We really didn't have time to even sit and conversate. And I found myself when I finally became an adult mimicking my actions and my thought process like them, like, oh man, I have to prove myself to this world like I belong. I have to be successful. I have to have recognition. People need to know who I am. How the hell are people gonna know who I am when I didn't even know who I was? I really didn't start really coming into my sense of self when I started deconstructing and when life started life. And when I say life put some damn knots on my head, my God, life took me through. And I literally had to sit down and learn who I was, what I wanted, what I needed, how I felt, what I thought, just about, just where I was in the world. Like, who am I in the world? Who am I within myself? And once I really started thinking like that, the small nuances didn't mean anything. I love it, right? I truly do, or at least I try to. But I'm not going to sit here and sacrifice my being and my essence to be accomplished or feel like I'm something to somebody else that does not care about my existence. Now, like I said earlier, I love my folks. I truly do. They all were some of the hardest working people They did as they were told. You work, you take care of your family, but I look back, did they really enjoy the life that they were given, the breath of life? And I feel like they didn't, because they were working like from sun up to sundown. But me being that generation, they always said, be better than what I am. I want you to have more than I have. You are my legacy. And I didn't understand that back then, but the older I get, the more I do understand it. So with this matrix really starting to kind of deconstruct and kind of crumble, I really hope people will sit back and they will see the importance that they have within themselves, within their own universe. And not what, somebody, a title or something that somebody says, oh man, you're valuable. You're the smartest in the room. You're the best employee. You are the most dependable. We really don't need that, because that really has gotten us stuck, locked and boxed into a oppressive society that tells you what your value is, instead of us telling or seeing or feeling what our value is. I'm like this: if you wake up and you can say, I thank my creator just one more time that I am still here and I still have the breath of life that flows throughout my body, I got one more shot to make it right. And can't no man take that away from me, because at the end of the day, maybe I should sit up. I think I am. I'm going to sit up. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. Man cannot give you life. But we've become so wrapped up and so consumed about what we hear, what we see, and the environments that we have existed in, that we forget that you are a temple from the Creator. And in that temple, it is your purpose to live life the best way you can. And when I say live life the best way you can, I want you to love like you've never loved before. I want you to feel like you've never felt before. I want you to think beyond what you have heard, what you have seen, or what people tell you. I want you to be in the essence of self, to be divine, to walk this earth knowing that you are important, that you are valued, and it does not matter what society or man says about you, because you know who you are. So it sucks that we're going through this time, and people are going through. Like I said, I really do hate people are going through. I hate for anybody to feel like they are on their last leg. I feel bad for anybody that feels like they're not loved, they're not appreciated. These jobs come and go. You can be here today, gone today, or you can be trained a person that is going to replace you. Even with education, people have decided that they want to indoctrinate you so they can tell you how to think, how to feel, and they can manipulate you and they can control you. I hate when people get in these relationships and they say, I want somebody to love me, but we don't love ourselves enough to fight for ourselves or to value ourselves. I really do hate all those nuances right now. People going through. I get it. But the veil is so thin and the construct is breaking. And people that have been asleep are waking up. And I hope for those people that are waking up, I truly do hope that they find the essence of their divinity. They understand that not only can they be loved, but they can and they are loved. So it is what it is. You just live life the best way you can and stuff. And you make the existence as worth living and stuff. No holds barred. Don't let no man tell you about what you can and what you can't do. How far you can go. Never limit yourself by the construct of man, because at the end of the day, man is fallible. He is corruptible. But know yourself so good that nobody can tell you what your value is or what you bring to the table. Because baby, you are not the table. You are the whole room. Literally. So that's just my thoughtful rambling for the day. I hope it brings some type of peace or some kind of like little light bulb might click on in somebody's head. But until next time, this is Queen City. Just living like the best way I can. So, love y'all. Take care.